How's it going, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. And cheers, by the way. I appreciate you all for tuning in as we're now less than a minute away from open. And guys, well, we're selling off this morning in the pre-market, and we'll see how it goes here in the first couple of minutes of trading. Currently, we have the NASDAQ futures down 1.4%. Same with the Russell. The S&P futures are down 1.1%, and the Dow holding up the best, but still down 0.8% as the VIX is up 8%. So we're going to break down what's going on here with the markets. We'll talk a little bit about Liberation Day, right? Trump's set to speak later on today, and there goes the opening bell. We're going to break down a lot in this video, guys, plus some stocks I'm watching, what I'm looking to buy. So hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and join the free email list where I send out my top stocks every single week for free. That's linked down below. Put your first name and your email address, and boom, you guys are in there. So we just opened up, and it seems like right now things are starting to shift back in the Bears' favor, which, are you surprised? I'm not at this point. I'm not. We're pretty much testing the intraday high from yesterday right now. SPY's at 555. Yesterday we hit about 554-ish in the morning here. You guys can see we hit that at about 10 a.m. East Coast time. And then I think we hit roughly 556 or something like that right before close. Yeah, you guys can see right here. Then we rallied a bit into close during power hour. So we're dropping. We're about to test that point. Looks like here the low from yesterday. It doesn't seem like we're starting to rally out of the gate here or see any type of relief rally. Again, the market literally just opened, so it is a bit early still. But yeah, we're starting to dump off. QQQ is down 1.3%. The intraday low from yesterday was around, what was it, 464. Also, we hit about 467 right before close. Now we're at 466, so we're pretty much right there. And the reality is, man, if QQQ falls through 464, the selling is probably going to accelerate just based on the charts here. And if SPY falls through, what was that level again? 554. It might accelerate as well, the selling, and it could start going down maybe to the lows from Monday, which we hit 546 on SPY, and QQQ on Monday hit around, let's see where this thing got to, 457. So keep that in mind. And it looks like we are getting a little bit of green right here. You guys see some green candles forming on the intraday, but I'm not too convinced, obviously, this is going to last. And let me show you now what's going on with Trump. You guys know, Liberation Day, tariffs, all that good stuff. Let's take a look at what to expect here. So Trump set to announce new round of tariffs on his so-called Liberation Day, and Trump will announce his latest round of tariffs at the White House on Wednesday, which is today. And Trump has rattled the global stock markets, alarmed corporate executives and economists, and triggered heated rows with the U.S.'s largest trading partners by announcing and delaying plans to impose tariffs on foreign imports several times since taking office. And no details of Wednesday's plans have been made available ahead of the announcement, but the president is set to speak at 4 p.m. Eastern time today, conveniently right after the stock market closes, right? So it's going to be a wild day. Let's just say that, up and down, up and down. Maybe we sell off a bunch heading into this meeting or this announcement, whatever you want to call it, and then maybe it rallies after, or maybe the selling gets even worse. I don't know. But White House officials said that the implementation of the most sweeping rewrite of U.S. trade policy would be immediate, right? That's going to be pretty insane. And Trump has made clear a few goals he wants to accomplish through his tariffs, right? Bring manufacturing back to the U.S. We all know that already. Respond to unfair trade policies from other countries. Increase tax revenue, as if the government doesn't already get a bunch of taxes, right? And incentivize crackdowns on migration and drug trafficking. The implementation of his tariffs has so far been haphazard with multiple rollbacks, right? And delays and vague promises that have yet to come to fruition. The threats have soared or soured U.S. relations with its largest trading partners. Canada Prime Minister Mark Carney has called them unjustified and pledged to retaliate. The EU has said it has a strong plan to retaliate, which is going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Ahead of the announcement, Trump repeated the idea of imposing so-called reciprocal tariffs, with the U.S. taxing imports at the same rates that a country uses for U.S. exports, right? Trump has specifically mentioned countries like South Korea, Brazil, and India, along with the EU, as being possible targets for reciprocal tariffs. And also still on the table are 25% tariffs on all imports from Mexico and Canada, two of the U.S.'s largest trading partners, which Trump wants to utilize to force the countries to quell migration and drug trafficking into the U.S., which, of course, we all don't want drug trafficking into the U.S., and I'm pretty sure we've seen a lot of the illegal border crossings. It's almost non-existent these days, right? It's gone, it's gone down a lot since Trump's been in office, which is good. And in early March, Trump delayed the start of the tariffs for the second time after negotiating with leaders of the two countries. Reports have also said that Trump's advisors are also pitching him a 20% across-the-board tariff on all imports, something closer to what Trump promised on the campaign trail. Any tariffs announced would be on top of the tariffs that Trump has already implemented, an additional 20% tariff on all Chinese imports, and a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports. There is also a 10% tariff on energy imports from Canada. Trump also announced, on top of this, as if we haven't seen already, he also announced in March a 25% tariff on all imported vehicles and eventually imported auto parts, which will start going into effect on Thursday. So get your popcorn ready, guys. Needless to say, it's going to be a wild next couple of hours here. And look at the market. Oh, man. While we were reading that article, market is going bananas. No red candle in sight on the intraday chart here, guys. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. SPY's going crazy. QQQ's going nuts as well, but still not breaking out by any means. I mean, look, we're still overall within a downtrend on the 30-minute chart, under both moving averages here on QQQ. Same thing on SPY, and we're still right across the board with the VIX up 5%. And to be honest, I expect this all day. We're going to get some green. We're going to get some choppy red, right? Some sideways trading, more green, a lot more red. That's kind of how today's going to play out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we have a soaring green day and then we get a sell the news event when Trump speaks. It could go either way. It's so uncertain, which is why you got to be very careful in this market, especially if you're day trading or short-term trading. If you're a long-term investor, right, what are you going to do? You're going to dollar cost average. You're going to buy stocks you love for the long term. It's not that bad if you're a long-term investor, right? But if you're trying to time it in the short term, get in and out, figure out what to buy and sell real quick, it's going to be a difficult time. Let's just say that. And for me, guys, I'm looking to pick up some more NVIDIA today. The stock's at 108. If this thing somehow gets back down to the 100, 105 range, I'm going to pick up some more shares. Heck, even here, I might even consider it here. What's the difference of a couple dollars at the end of the day? I think this stock's going to be well over $150, $200 one day. So it doesn't make a difference if I buy at 105 or 108. Not really. But I'm eyeing up NVIDIA to add more today. And I'm actually considering Tesla, guys. I've said this before. My ideal price target is 175, 150, 175. But I don't know if it's going to get there. The reality is, I don't know if it's going to get all the way down there. So I'm even considering adding just a little bit in the mid 200s here, especially in the low 200s. If it gets there again, I might add some shares and go even heavier if we get under $200. I haven't owned Tesla in years, guys, and I think overall, yeah, there's a lot of scrutiny with Elon Musk, how he's running the company right now, or his public perception, right? Him being involved in politics, the company isn't growing right now. There's a lot going on, but I still think this is a stock that could do very well long term. That's the reality. And we've covered it before, I don't think the business sucks per se. I just think they're going through short-term turmoil, and it's one of those stocks that doesn't stay down for long. You might think it's going to go down to 200 or under 200, but the reality is this could be at $400 in 3 months from now, for all we know, and we might not get that 150 to 175 price. So I'm considering scaling a little bit in to Tesla here in the mid 200s. Nothing crazy by any means, guys. It's not going to be my biggest position or anything, not even in the top 10, quite frankly, but it's going to be, I'm going to start a little small position, whether it's today, sometime this week. I'll keep you guys updated, but overall, that's kind of what's going on. Get ready, man. It's going to be interesting these next couple of hours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel and my second channel, link down below. We're doing a cash giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. Go check out the second channel, guys. It's a personal finance type channel. We're reacting to crazy people's debt, what they're doing with their finances, and I'm giving my 2 cents. So go check it out, link down below. And don't forget to join the free email list where I send out my top stocks every single week. Put your first name and your email linked down below. Get in there, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.